Hi, in this video, we are going to learn about eclipses. So by the end of this video, you should be able to define solar and lunar eclipses, identify the type of eclipse by the location of the Earth and Moon. So what are eclipses? There are two different types of eclipses. There's solar eclipses and there's lunar eclipses. Eclipses occur when one space object blocks another space object and casts a shadow on it. Eclipses happen all throughout the universe, not just between the sun, the earth, and the moon. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses occur when the moon is between the sun and the earth. The moon blocks out the sun and casts a shadow on the earth. From this animation, you can see the movement of the moon during a solar eclipse. So this would be a total solar eclipse where the moon passes exactly over the sun. Once the moon is exactly over the sun, it stays there for a little over a minute typically. You can see the corona, or the very outer layer of the sun. Here are some shadows at different points of a solar eclipse. This is what the sun looks like through solar viewing glasses before the moon's shadow appears. As the moon continues to cover the sun, we see less and less of the sun. These shapes look similar to moon phases. Then in the center, when the moon has completely covered the sun, or we call this totality, we can see the corona around the edge of the moon. After that, the moon continues in its path, going the opposite direction across the sun until the sun is no longer blocked by the moon. During a solar eclipse, the moon is between the earth and the sun. The moon casts a shadow right here. This is called the umbra, or basically anywhere where the umbra is, that will be the path of totality where people will see a total solar eclipse. In this other area, this is called the penumbra. You can remember this because it's a partial shadow. In these places, people will see a partial eclipse. Lunar eclipses. Lunar eclipses occur when the Earth is between the sun and the moon. As the moon passes behind the Earth, Earth casts a shadow on the moon. So we can see from this animation that as the moon travels behind the Earth is going to cast a shadow on the moon. The Earth's shadow will typically look red, making the moon look red. The reason that it looks red is the same reason that the sky looks red during a sunrise or a sunset. It's because the angle of the sunlight as it's hitting our atmosphere. These are images of how Earth's shadow can cause a lunar eclipse. So if we go over here, start on the right side, we see that the moon looks like it normally does during a full moon. As the Earth's shadow gets closer to the moon, part of the moon will disappear from our sight and reappear with that reddish tint. Sometimes this is called a blood moon. Then the Earth's shadow will continue to pass over, just like it does when the moon does during a solar eclipse. So what does a lunar eclipse look like? Well, in a lunar eclipse, we have the sun, the Earth, and then the moon. So let's review. So during a solar eclipse, the blank blocks out the blank. Pause the video now to think about the answer before moving on. During a solar eclipse, the moon blocks out the sun. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth creates blank on the moon. Pause the video now to think about the answer before moving on. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth creates a shadow on the moon. What kind of eclipse is this? This is a lunar eclipse. Remember that a lunar eclipse will have the Earth between the sun and the moon. What kind of eclipse is this? This is a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse will have the moon between the Earth and the sun. It's easy to remember a solar eclipse because if you're standing on Earth, you will see the moon block out the sun. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will rewatch it if you need to.